If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, if you want to tell me you love my beard, the best way to do it is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, some dumb comedian gets backlash for dissing XXX and making fun of his death. Plus, Ja Rule responds to 50 Cent trolling him with snitching paperwork from 2009. And Tyler, the Creator, responds to DJ Khaled. Finally, let's talk hip-hop.
Is anyone still mourning?
Alright, Joe, this is crazy, right? Because this girl, Dina Hashem, or whatever her name is, right? She's like all on Comedy Central, like they doing some kind of special, right? And so Comedy Central is to blame for this too, right? And the reason why is because they knew that this little part right here, this is just a promo for Comedy Central special, which this part has been pulled now, but this little part right here, they knew would ruffle feathers. They knew people would be like, yo, so they took that little like 45-second snippet of her stand-up comedy where she was talking about XXX and they put it out as promo for their thing, right? She's dead wrong. Comedy Central is dead wrong too, right? So she's like, is anybody still mourning XXXTentacion? Like trying to make fun of him, like, oh, ain't nobody supposed to miss him or something like that. Basically saying that, you know, somebody shot him because he was trying to buy a car with $50,000 worth of cash, right? First of all, he was trying to buy a motorcycle, right? And yeah, they did kill him. Some stupid, you know, people who made a huge mistake killed XXXTentacion, right? But for some reason, she thinks that it's okay to laugh about it, right? This was a 20-year-old kid who didn't even grow up old enough to be able to like go into a liquor store and buy a bottle of Hennessy for himself is now dead. You know, that somebody that the hip-hop community could have seen develop into something great is now gone. And just a year later, she thinks it's funny and is making a joke about it, right? So I was like doing research, I was looking, I'm trying to figure out who this girl is, where she's from. I think she's from like New Jersey. She won some kind of contest that Comedy Central did like years back, and she's been down with them like ever since. And then I found her Instagram, right? And on her very last post, which has nothing to do with this Comedy Central thing or whatever, there was so many like death threats and like people just talking like so much like trash and like clown emojis and saying like your career is over, you're done, you're finished, you stupid, you made the biggest mistake of your life, hold this L. I mean, they was getting at her to the point where she had to turn her comments off, right? So then, yo, I'm watching it like quick, close, all that stuff, right? So then she posts up a post on her Instagram. She says, it was not intended to hurt any feelings or mock his death, which itself is tragic. But for those that are painting me as the villain, I'm an innocent martyr. She calls herself a martyr, which is crazy, right? And then she says, it's worth noting, he was on trial at the time of his death for beating up his pregnant girlfriend. That does not mean that it's okay that he was killed, but one dumb joke about him is not an atrocity. Also, I'm not Arab, so please... also, I am Arab, so please stop calling me white, right? Because everybody's like, you stupid white, you know, this and that and blah, 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 and how dare you talk about XXX and yada, yada. This was crazy, right? That she even put that up, right? And then tried to combat what everybody else is saying by saying, oh, he was on trial for this and that, right? That post that she put up has since been deleted though, right? And then she put up another post apologizing. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone's feelings. That was never what I want. I'm a comic and I use jokes to try to make dark topics less painful. But I realize not everyone feels that way. Yeah, nobody gets your dry sense of humor, right? And I don't want anyone to feel badly. It was taken down and won't air on TV is what she said, right? So, all right, so that second apology seemed better than the first one. The first one was kind of a sideways apology, calling herself a martyr and then trying to throw dirt on XXX's name, right? So it's funny because I think that even after that one apology, people were like, oh, so this how you getting down? Deleted it and put up another apology. So that makes me think that this second apology is not really genuine. genuine. You know what I'm saying? And the whole situation is this, right? When Triple X was alive, his fans were crazy. I'm talking about when he was alive. If you say, Triple X is garbage, he don't know how to rap, and if he was alive, his fans would attack you. Like the Beehive would attack you if you say anything bad about Beyonce, right? And Beyonce's still alive. So imagine if Beyonce passes away, how crazy the Beehive would be, or how crazy the Barbs would be. That's like Triple X's fan base too, right? That's when he was alive. So if he's gonna pass away and you dare talk bad about Triple X, man, you walking into it, right? But here's the whole thing. When Triple X was alive, he wasn't like, yeah, I love Dina Hashem. She's one of my greatest and favorite comedians, right? Because if that was the case, then it would be like, okay, somebody that Triple X knows and messes with is kind of making a joke, and okay, she's making a joke with us, for us, right? But for Dina Hashem, or whatever her last name is, to have never had said anything about the culture, right? Has never put in anything in the culture bank, right? Has not given anything to the culture, right? And then wants to use Triple X, his name and his death, as a little excerpt in her comedy sketch, right? So that she can make money off of that stand-up comedy sketch is dead wrong, right? So she's basically using the culture to make money, right? Not only the culture, but a dead man who is representing of that culture, right? A true definition of what? A culture vulture. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below.
Yo, somebody hold my shirt. When you want somebody to hold you back and they don't. Let me take my shirt off, because I'm going to do nothing. Fuck this, I'm going to do a lot of nothing. Exclusive footage of nothing. Nigga doing nothing. Y'all niggas want smoke? New exclusive footage of nothing. Niggas doing nothing. Pump faking like they get ready to do something. Oh, hold my shirt.
Alright, so that was 50 Cent, right? Making fun of Ja Rule yesterday, or the day before yesterday, right? Because the whole situation is that Ja Rule and Irv Gotti, they were in SOBs, right? And I think it was for something like for growing up hip hop or something like that. And they performed on stage, and Charlie Baltimore was there, and everything was all good, right? And then they get off stage, and then somebody else goes on stage, some other rapper, but I think it was a female rapper, and she's like dissing Murder Inc. and Irv Gotti and all them like that. And I think the directors and the producers of Growing Up Hip Hop actually set all that up, right? So a lot of people were saying, oh, Irv Gotti and Ja Rule were getting upset because the security were denying them entry to the club or something like that. That is not true. Nobody's gonna deny Irv Gotti and Ja Rule entry to a club in New York. It's Irv Gotti and Ja Rule. Like, come on now, use your brain, right? So the whole situation is that security was trying to stop Irv Gotti and Ja Rule from going over to that other person's section, because Irv and Ja was gonna press that person about why are you up on stage dissing us and blah blah blah, right? So, you know, a little scuffle happened, a little tussle, some pushing, but nothing really crazy happened, because all these niggas are grown ass men and nobody wants to like go to jail or really fight or anything like that, right? So anyway, the whole situation that happens is 50 Cent seen it, and he thought it was so funny that he had to post it on his page and make fun of Ja Rule, right? And Ja Rule and 50 Cent have this ongoing long, you know, beef that stems back to like the early 2000s, like 2001, 2002, when 50 Cent and Ja Rule was in the studio. Somebody cut the lights off, they got to fighting and everything like that, and somebody got stabbed. And Ja Rule wasn't the person that got stabbed, right? So the whole thing that happened was Ja Rule posted up some paperwork, responded to 50 Cent by posting up paperwork on his Instagram showing that 50 Cent called the police on Jimmy Henchman back in 2009, right? And this is crazy because Ja Rule actually posts up the actual paperwork, right? And basically the paperwork is saying something like, a phone call from an anonymous source said that Jimmy Henchman is up to whatever, and that the person who made the phone call doesn't feel safe. When the police tracked the phone number, they realized it was 50 Cent or Curtis Jackson is what it says in the paperwork. And then in the paperwork, it also says that when they met with 50 Cent, 50 Cent expressed to them that he feared for his life because he had already been shot 9 times, you know, years prior, and that the people that shot him were hired by Supreme, and Irv Gotti, right? And so Ja Rule posts that paperwork up, right? And so the whole situation is Jimmy Henchman, who is in jail right now for murder for hire, he's convicted for it. So this is not allegedly. Jimmy Henchman is in jail right now, and according to what the paperwork and the documents and everything says, that Jimmy Henchman actually, well, Tony Yayo had Jimmy Henchman's son beat up, right? And some dude named Lottie was one of the people that beat up Jimmy Henchman's son, and Jimmy Henchman's son was only like 14, right? But it's not like they were beating up a kid. I mean, he is a kid, but he's a big kid, you know what I'm saying? He ain't look 14, right? But anyway, they jumped him, right? Jimmy Henchman couldn't live with the fact that his son got jumped, and like any father, they touch my son, I'm killing him, you know what I'm saying? So, hey man, that's what he did, right? And so Lottie got killed, man, and Jimmy Henchman is locked up and convicted for it, so it's not like, you know, I'm sitting up here telling something that's allegedly or crazy, because that is really what happened, right? But after that whole situation happened, according to this paperwork that Ja Rule posted up, 50 Cent said that he was afraid for his life, so he's the one that actually told the police that Jimmy Henchman was the one who did this, and he told them to look out for Jimmy Henchman and to investigate Jimmy Henchman, according to the paperwork that is sitting on Ja Rule's Instagram right now, okay? So I don't know, man, this is crazy. Like, all right, this whole beef has been going on for years, and it's funny at times, but now it's getting serious, right? So 50 Cent always trolls people, right? 50 Cent trolled Lord Jamar a couple of months ago, and you know Lord Jamar's my dude, right? But 50 Cent keeps it kind of light, and he makes fun of a situation, right? Ja Rule posted up paperwork. Ja Rule ain't playing around. Ja Rule is savage, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to see the paperwork, go on Ja Rule's Instagram, and let me know what y'all think about that in the comments.
First week, and again, I don't make to beat first week or be ready or whatever, but for this work of art and that album cover and these videos and me doing this suit wig thing, beat, and this is no disrespect to Khaled or anyone, but this nigga had every person in the industry, everyone on that fucking album, everyone, Cardi B, 21 Savage, Travis Scott, Post Malone, Beyonce, J, everyone who sells billions of records, and the fact that I beat him with this that isn't parallel to all the popping music right now was fucking crazy, bro. Are you serious? Like, that was insane to me. And it's new to me, bro. I'm on album 5 and 6.
Yeah. I'm stoked for you.
And it's work, it's effort, it's work. This is fucking, whether it's like it or not, bro, it's so much work and detail put into this shit. Like,
before you go, I have to ask you, man.
I'm so proud.
All right, so Tyler the Creator finally talks about DJ Khaled and everything that went down, right? So for y'all that don't know, right, DJ Khaled and Tyler the Creator came out with their album on the same day, right? DJ Khaled had mad people on his album, right? Nas, CeeLo Green, Buju Banton, Cardi B, 21 Savage. He even had a song with Nipsey Hussle and John Legend, right? So y'all know that was supposed to be #1 just based off of the sheer names of the album, right? And then you have Tyler the Creator, who comes out with an album who he mostly produced about 90% of the tracks on there and only had a few features, and is definitely a different sound and coming from a whole different angle than DJ Khaled is, right? DJ Khaled's coming from the commercial side, and Tyler the Creator is coming from his creative side, right? And what happened was that Tyler the Creator's album ended up beating out DJ Khaled's album as far as sales and streams goes the first week of sales, which is crazy, right? And to me, Tyler the Creator's album doesn't even sound like a rap or a hip-hop album. It sounds like alternative music, which is fine. It's creative and all that's cool. My personal taste is I like DJ Khaled's album better, but that's just me, right? So anyway, Tyler the Creator's talking straight facts though when he's saying, he's also being very diplomatic, right? When he says that, yo, I just worked really hard. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this album. I didn't think that this was even going to be #1. I'm not making albums for it to be #1. And for my album to go #1 and beat out DJ Khaled, who had all that, and that was supposed to be #1. It sounds like it's gonna be #1 on paper. Is crazy because it ain't #1, right? And he beat that out, and he attributed that to, you know, just working really hard. He says, this is new to me. I'm on my 5th or my 6th album. I'm not here to try to make #1 albums. I didn't think that was gonna blow. I was gonna let DJ Khaled do his thing, but his album still became #1 because he stayed true to himself, right? And then He mentions putting a wig on and a suit and doing like the stupid thing that he was doing all in London and all that stuff like that, right? And this is crazy, right? Because Tyler, the Creator, really hadn't talked about this for a while, and his album dropped probably like 2 months ago now, right? And DJ Khaled came out, and y'all remember, he was like, I make albums that you could listen to, that you could actually play in your car, no mysterious music, you know? And it was so funny because it's like, yeah, yo, Tyler, the Creator's album is kind of mysterious. It's definitely not something that you're gonna be like, yo, you heard that new Tyler? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely something a little different, right? Like, you gotta light your incense when you listen to it, right? But anyway, I think that this is dope what Tyler, the Creator, was saying, and I just think that it's crazy that he waited like this long to respond, but at least he said something about it, right? And then also, he wasn't like, yo, DJ Khaled, you a little hoe, you know what I'm saying? You a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? He was saying, listen, I didn't even expect to be DJ Khaled, but it happened, you know? Let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell and follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram. Y'all already know what to do. Peace.